If you look back to the Great Recession in 2008, part of the reason that it was so painful was because the state rapidly increased its spending in 2007 and 2008. As the economy boomed, we assumed that those boom times were the new normal. And we dramatically grew the size of government, and when those boom times stopped, it was that much more painful for folks who had become dependent on a lot of our good state services when those services had to be cut. And so, Mr. Speaker, according to a recent Wall Street Journal survey, 80% of private sector economists believe that a recession or downturn is coming by year 2022. That is only 1 year outside of this budget period. And so with so many folks warning of an impending economic downturn or worse, I don't think now is the appropriate time to be going out to ask our constituents to pay more money and to use a dramatic increase in existing revenue, ask for an even higher increase in revenue, and use that money to continue to grow government, because when that downturn does come, Mr. Speaker, it will just be that much more painful.
I'm concerned about the working class individuals, the working class families in my district, that we are increasing the tax burden on them to the point that they probably will not be able to afford college for their children.
They have to pay the bills that we run up, that this budget runs up. And looking them in the eye, Mr. Speaker, and telling them, with all the resources we had, just wasn't enough.
There's a lot of things in here that a bunch of people will benefit from. But I think the people we're forgetting are the ones that are paying the bills. This budget suggests a 19% increase over last year's or last biennium's budget.
The burden of this budget is on the backs of a neglected people. And the people I'm referring to is local government. It's local government that performs the elections. It's local government that is, assessing the properties and collecting the taxes. And those are not very glitzy things, but they're core functions of government. And we're asking local government to do things that we are not funding.
One of the things I'm most disappointed about is the fact that we didn't take into account our need to deal with wildfire issues. Mr. Speaker, when I looked at the bills that we had, they were basically all on the same theme. The theme that fires are best taken care of when they're small. And we don't invest in the resources that we need to be effective in getting more of those fires out when they're small.
The reason I'm a no on the budget is because we're just not saving the money. There's going to be a rainy day, and we have to be cognizant of that. And I want to be prepared when that rainy day comes. I would love to see some of this money put away for that day.
Mr. Speaker, since the governor took office, our state budget has grown by 70% if this budget is adopted today. Since I took office barely over 4 years ago, it will have grown by about 50%. To put that in context, the average Washington family's personal income during that time has grown by a little less than 4%. State budget is growing by 2 or 3 times the amount of the average personal income. And I don't think that's fair to our constituents to tell them, not only have we grown twice as fast as you've grown, but we're going to go back and ask you for more.